vamos lá. You know when you have that idea that you want to invest in, that dream you finally want to pursue, you share your worries with your friends and they say almost automatically, everything will be fine. That, my friend, is a big lie. It's not that your friends are lying to you out of spite. They're probably just telling you this because they want to encourage you. Or they are just telling you this because they want to just change the subject because they don't really believe it's gonna work. Whatever the reason, people say that everything will work out. The truth is, believing and even counting on it can really get in your way. And being aware that challenges are part of any evolutionary process is one of the things that makes all the difference in helping you really grow. And that is what we're gonna talk about in this video. I'm Cris Brasil, and every week I'm gonna sit here and talk about a topic that caught my attention during the week to help you understand better the things around you and improve your mindset to change your reality. And if this is something you want to see, I invite you to subscribe, give it a like so YouTube knows that you like this kind of content, and let's go to the video. I don't like to think that everything will work out. And guess what? Problems do happen and it's absolutely normal. Furthermore, and as crazy as it may sound, the problems in your path, they can be very useful for you. But for them to be useful for you, you first need to work on your mindset and understand and see the problems as a chance for you to grow. One study found that when people see discomfort as a sign to give up, and then they turn that belief into a belief that that is a chance for them to grow, they become able to unlock a higher level of toughness in their minds, like a mental toughness. With this new belief, they discover that the person can persist for longer against all odds. And also they discover that the person is able to regulate their emotions simply by changing the belief they had. If you think of challenges as something unfair, punishment, or worse, a direct attack against you, chances are that life will continue hitting you in the head and you're not going to be able to learn anything from it. But pay attention here. Challenges can be useful to make us grow, but unfortunately, this doesn't happen to everyone. Many people just harden and become bitter, but they don't really learn anything from it. You know that person that reaches 80 years old, having spent their life having the same problems, complaining about the same sufferings, thinking and acting at the same way, and believing that the world has always been against them and that they were the ones that were unlucky in life. We need a certain level of maturity to understand that the problems and the challenges, they can be here to help us, to really teach us growth, not punish us. And I would venture to say that many of these people who don't learn from the challenges are those ones that refuse to accept that usually they are a part of the problem. Their behaviors, their decisions, the way they think, their mindset is a part of the problem. If you want to start that business, for example, if you want to take that trip or make that dream come true, you need to understand that no matter how much you study, how much you prepare, how much money you save, how much you learn about that process, no matter how right you do everything you planned and what you learn from courses or YouTube videos, if all you have is that belief that everything you need is to have a positive mindset and the belief and the faith that nothing bad is gonna happen, that you will not have any problems, what will really happen is that you're not going to be able to know how to deal with reality. And hoping and dreaming not to have problems is not the way to go. You need to strengthen yourself mentally to learn how to deal with problems without getting lost along the way and giving up. Being angry and feeling personally attacked will only diminish will only diminish your ability to solve your problems, and this will build a huge wall between you and your goal. The best way to solve a problem is through it. So the problem is right in front of you. What to do now? First, and it can sound very, very obvious, you need to acknowledge the problem. Many times we prefer to pretend that nothing is happening, that everything is nice, everything is working fine, there's no problem, everything is fine, until it reaches a point that it's impossible to continue pretending that everything is fine, because everything is burning into flames and you have to solve the problem because you're getting more and more problems because you didn't solve the first problem, and often it can be too late. Then, after you acknowledge that the problem exists, you need to take this problem and try to break it in little tiny little pieces. Sometimes, and many times, most of the times, when you see a problem in its whole, like the whole problem, it can be very scary because that problem is very big. Sometimes when you sit with yourself and start breaking this problem in little manageable pieces that you can solve one little piece a day or an hour until you can solve the entire thing, is way much easier. If you just see the big chunk of the problem, you will tend to procrastinate to start solving that. When you understand that the problems are part of life and they are gonna happen anyway, you will have problems in your life, it becomes easier on you when you face a problem because you understand that that's natural. It's easier for you to just go and solve the problem, because when the person doesn't accept that, is not counting on it, when the problem arrives, when the person faces the problem, the person tends to waste a long time just complaining about it, feeling that it's not fair, this is not supposed to be here, I'm not the one to solve the problem, this is not what's supposed to be happening, and then you're wasting a lot of time that you could be breaking this problem and already starting solving it. The more time you waste in this pit of denial, anger, and refusing to accept the fact that the problem exists, the problem is there, and many people, what they do is they start blaming other people for the problem instead of, okay, let's go and solve the problem. So the problem is there and you're not solving it. So the more time you waste in this situation creating more drama around the problem, the more time and energy you take away from solving the problem and moving on with your life and learning with that lesson. Learning that lesson. You got it? Low self-esteem and fear. I know someone whose dream is come visit New York. For those who don't know, I live in New Jersey. So I know somebody whose dream is to visit New York, and we've been talking about it for about 10 years. She believes that she needs to have a perfect plan, she has to have a lot of money, she has to have the perfect everything so she wouldn't have any problem. 10 years in planning and this person doesn't even have a passport. She's so afraid of having any kind of problems and challenges that she doesn't even start the process until she has absolutely everything and she feels absolutely 100% safe that she's not gonna have any problem. You probably know somebody like this, that person that spends the entire life complaining about the same exact problem but never solving it, but is in your head. I think this is the way we say, right? Put something in your head, like understand. Yeah, that's it. Understand this. For those who don't believe in themselves and have this huge fear of the unknown, it will never be the time to start doing something. They will never feel safe enough. They will never feel that that is the moment. There will always be something else that they need to prepare, they need to know before they start doing that they are scared of doing. There will always be excuses, and these excuses will always be very strong. There will always be something that will convince them that they are not good enough yet, they don't know everything yet, they are not ready yet. If they even try, they will expose themselves to ridicule. They will be rejected, or worse, they will not be able to solve any problem that will show up down the road, and that will be a tragedy because there will be something that they they will not be able to fix. Yes, you need to have a positive mindset to move forward with your life. But it's not healthy to refuse to acknowledge that problems, challenges, they are part of life. So start doing that. Put your plan into practice. You will have problems, and no matter how good you plan that, you will only know when the problems show up. And when they come, acknowledge that they are there and commit to solve those problems instead of just complaining about them. Keep walking. Not because you are gonna have zero problems or you have like a zero problem ticket, but because life happens outside of your comfort zone and you need to grow. Anyway, I hope this video was useful for you. Tell me here in the comments what you think about this topic, what you would add to the topic. Tell me what you would like me to talk about in the next videos, and that's it for today. Thank you very much. Bye.